I help people build, craft a 25K offer and start selling it inside of 90 days. The only problem that we can see often is just the person itself that is just not comfortable talking about money or those higher price. If you're not comfortable telling your price, nobody will buy. 50% of the job that I'm doing with my clients is to change their own vision or their value, the way they're talking about money inside of themselves.
Hey everyone, welcome to Real Knowledge Club Summit. Today we have a truly fascinating guest who is none other than Dominique Fraser, who is basically powerhouse of helping 6 and 7 figure entrepreneurs build great offers, attract high premium clients in her coaching and programs. Over decades of years of experience in the digital era, she has one of the most sought out entrepreneurs on the planet. Her excellency and passion to help people, she has helped so many people reach 6 figures, 7 figures. She's an entrepreneur, author, speaker, and one of the top 10 influencers in Canada with over 80,000 plus followers on social media. And Dominique shares the strategies, how to basically understand your genius and how you can go out there and have your own high ticket, super high ticket premium offers, which is worth more than $25,000. That's more than 20,000 rupees, right? And she believes everybody can do that. And that's the most amazing thing. Her integrity, transparency, and simplicity inspires us. Without any further delay, let's welcome Dominique to Real Knowledge Club Summit. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, indeed. It's a great honor and privilege to have you here with us.
Yeah, me too. I've been following your posts and also you have a great community, very interactive too. That's great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, we are so curious to know about your story, how you got started and where you're from and to the journey until right now.
Yes, actually, I was a graphic designer. So, so I was not a specialist in marketing, years back. And in 2008, I started my own photo retouching studio. So I was doing a lot of Photoshop, a magazine's cover. And slowly in 2010, I took a little course. It was the beginning of all the courses out there. And the course was how to, transform your knowledge into an online course. And I was like, okay, cute. Let's try this, right? And what happened is that time I had the studio and I had a few people following me in social media. Maybe 600 people were following me on my Facebook professional page at that time. And a lot of people were asking me, oh, I would like to do what you're doing. I would like to be a photo retoucher too. Where could I, find a course to study? And I remember at that time there was no course at all. And then eventually the 23rd of December 2010, I decided to launch a little page. It was just a landing page, with a curriculum, a 8 months program about how to become a photo retoucher, and with a little form at the end. And I thought, okay, let's see if there is people interested to know my knowledge. And it was just before the holidays, and I was absolutely sure nobody would show up. So I just put it there, and I was thinking, let's try this. And if it's not working, I'll do something else. And then to my great surprise, I was able to actually sell 15 people into my 8 months certification to become a photo retoucher. And at that time, I was charging $7,500 Canadian dollars. And so I actually did 6-figure during the first 38 days of launching my first online program ever. So this is how it started my journey online.
Absolutely. That's so inspiring, right? Because a lot of people think, can we do it or not? I am a woman. I am from this place. I can do it. How to do it? And you have done it.
Yeah, I hear that all the time. Oh, Dominique, this is not like you. I'm in South America or I'm in India. Nobody will, pay that much for my knowledge. But actually, it's not true because you have a lot of successful people already doing this there, right? And sometimes clients can come from all over the world just to work with you.
Absolutely. That's I truly believe in that, because if we have something great with us, like people just come and actually learn from us, right? And that's something which I see. And yes, coming you, like I see, like you not only help people in terms of like making money online in a specific niche, it like you help people in various different niches also, right? How do we basically find our genius, right? Like what are we really good at, and why should we actually do it? Like how can we identify our strengths and weakness?
That's a very, very, very good question, because most people don't see their genius. Because sometimes your genius actually is the thing that is super easy for you. It's so easy that for you, it doesn't even have a value. And sometimes, people will come to me and say, oh, you know what? I want to create an offer in this specific niche. And then I'm talking to them about just their regular life, what they're doing, what they love to do, their passion. And then I realize, yeah, I understand that you think you will do more money with the niche you mentioned, but actually what you're doing, like, just naturally, you would do a lot more money with that. And people are like, what is this? So it would be so wonderful, if my kind of passion could become my work. I think the first thing you need to notice is, people around you are already coming to you for something. Like, people around you, they're already asking you questions. Hey, could you help me with that? Or the moment they have a problem with a specific topic, you are the person to go. So you already have a hint there. Like, if people are attracted to you for something, like for an example, in 2010, people were asking me, oh, I would like to learn photo retouching. Where can I learn photo retouching? And a lot of people were asking me that. So there was a market, and I was already the person to go to answer that questions. And in 2015, 16 more, people started, the questions changed. People started asking me, Dominique, how can I take my knowledge and build a school like you, but in my market? So I heard the questions, and I thought, oh, now I'm renowned. People are coming to me to find out how to take their knowledge and create certification or online courses or just offers. So you have to just listen around you. People are already telling you, what they want.
Absolutely. Like we just have to understand where there is a lot of demand in the market, right? And we have to solve that problem.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
absolutely, yeah.
Like you
And
are an example of that. You have been interviewing super, like, highly successful entrepreneurs, and I'm quite sure a lot of people are like, hey, how did you manage to get that person on your show, right? So people want
absolutely,
to know. So people actually are ready to pay for acquire that knowledge and maybe replicate the success that you have.
right. Even in this interviews offer, like we can have an offer which is like $25,000, which people can pay, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's, it's always about, what actually price people are willing to pay to acquire the transformation or the knowledge or the experience that you are offering.
Absolutely. I think if I tell with an example, all the audience also can understand. Now, in my case, I help people to come on big shows, right? Like interview 7, 8, 9, and 10 figure entrepreneurs. They can collaborate with them, they can connect with them. I actually interviewed Anik Singhal in back in December, and right now I'm part of his team, right? Right, it happened because of the connection, trust, and the credibility which I had, right? And right now showing that things to the people, because a lot of people think meeting big people is like highly impossible, but right now because of the internet and just iPhone, I'm able to connect you from Canada, I'm from India, anyone, right? It is like so easy.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And with internet now, like, everything is possible. Actually, people always want to know what's in it for me. And for an example, right now, India is a huge market that it's still, available. There's not a lot of influencers there yet. There is, but there's a lot of space for more. And also, like for an example, I'm coming from the French part of Canada. It's only like 8 million people. It's very small, very, very small niche. But because I'm an influencer in this very small niche, like I can attract, very successful entrepreneurs. They will come to my podcast. Maybe I will not have those multiple millions download right away because my market, doesn't fit. But those influencers often they want to have this small market, like this French Canadian market where they could also attract some clients from it. So it's a win-win. So you always have something to offer to.
Absolutely, that was amazing. And we have another question which people are asking. How does one identify what price should they ask for? Because in the market there are so many people. Some people sell a $10 product, $100 product, 1,000, and even 10,000, and even $1 million, right? How do we basically price our products?
It's a very complicated question, and it's the one that people keep asking me. Actually, I think the first thing you can do is depending on what you're selling. First of all, you need to know the market. Okay, like a market study is just to know who in your market charging what, and who is the more expensive one. So look at the more expensive person. Like for an example, if we're looking in like the coaching industry, we all know that Tony Robbins have this mentor coaching, year-long mastermind where you
Yes.
can actually you need to pay $200,000 per year. Okay, so evaluate what's in it. Why it costs that much. Okay, and it's very important because you will see like the difference between what you are offering and what they are offering. And it's important to realize that why you are at a smaller price and they are not. And sometimes you like people we will realize that it's not that different. Sometimes it's just the way to market us, it's just the way to talk about our own offer, or just a lack of confidence. We just because we thought we couldn't charge more, we're stopping ourselves. But when you can find someone in your own market that is charging more, just try to understand what are they offering, who exactly they are attracting. So maybe they're just not attracting the same client that you are. And also, how could you now change your own offer so you could charge that kind of pricing too?
Absolutely. And if they're a beginner, right? Like, of course, Tony Robbins has built like decades of years of experience, influence. He's been featured on almost every magazine on the planet, and he was on like so many stages, and people recognize him. Whereas, like someone who is like a beginner in India who is just starting out, who may have the same skill set, knowledge wise, they have the same knowledge, or like they know how to fulfill, like example, building a funnel, right? So many people are also good at building funnels. Like if you see Russell Brunson charges $100,000 to build a funnel, right? Whereas there are people who are firefighting for $100, $1,000 on Fiverr, right? How do they basically have super high ticket offers when they are beginners?
Okay, that's very interesting because a lot of people will think they are beginners, but they're not. Okay. So, first of all, you have to ask yourself, are you really a beginner? Or maybe you're not, because you can maybe be a new person in this new field that you want to start yourself, but you have like 20 years of experience in something else. So you have to not forget all the experience together. Like I will give you an example. When I was a graphic designer, I was an employee at that time. Okay, years ago, I was an employee, and we worked with Disney. Okay, Disney Online. We were creating online games for kids for Disney Online. And the representative went to Burbank and they came back and they told me, you know what? The director of the Disney Online channel said Dominique Fraser never missed to exceed our expectation. And actually, I still have that quote on my website now. Why?
Wow.
Because Disney said I was good, So it's worth something. So yeah, right now I'm doing something else, but all the experience that you have in your life worth for something. And it's part of your journey. And actually, it could be included in your offer. So sometimes we're not beginners. We see ourselves as beginners. And that's the problem. This is why I love to tell people, look, imagine yourself that you would like to start a 5-star restaurant. Okay. Tomorrow,
Yes.
you want to be a 5-star restaurant owner. Will you start by a very, very small restaurant in your kitchen, and then your mom will cook for everybody? And then eventually you will attract super high ticket clients, and eventually you will grow this little kitchen, restaurant? No. If you want a 5-star restaurant, what you will do, you will find the best spot in town, right? Maybe you will find an investor, actually. You will find the best cook. Yeah, maybe your mom is great, but you will find like a renowned 5-star Michelin star cook, right? You will find a designer. Maybe you will find a coach, a mentor that already own several 5-star restaurants to help you. So actually, if you want a 5-star restaurant tomorrow, you will do everything that needs to be done to succeed. But why are we starting our business as a beginner, thinking that, oh, I'll start small, attracting like small clients to a small price and eventually it will grow? No, you know, cheap clients will always attract cheap clients. Always, because they will tell all of their friends, oh, you have to work with him. He's so inexpensive. And high ticket clients will do that. Do what? They will attract to you high ticket clients. So you have to build your 5-star restaurant like from now. Like just decide right now what kind of clients do you want, what kind of business do you want, what kind of pricing you want to charge. Choose it, and now make sure to to have everything that you need, and especially maybe a mentor, that will be able to give you the recipe, the blueprint, actually, that you can already apply, and boom, have your 5-star restaurant.
Absolutely. That was an amazing example. Everyone can relate. 5-star means like the values, the features, everything is like incredible. Right? That's a great example. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're
And
welcome. You know what?
yeah.
One day, a few years ago, I was a mentor and I was charging $10,000 per year for a masterclass, a mastermind. And I thought, oh my God, this is so expensive. Like people are giving me like $10,000 Canadian ones. And it's just a little bit lower than the American ones. And then I went to an event. And then after the 3 days event, the woman on the stage, and I remember because during the entire event, I was like, "Oh, that's good. What she's teaching, it's similar to what I'm doing with my clients. We're kind of equal. We're." And then she talked about her offer at the end of the 3 days event, and I was thinking, oh, she will ask for 10K for her clients too, right? I thought we are similar. And I remember at that time I had 15,000 people following me. She had 17,000 following her and on Facebook. It was kind of same thing. And then she started her pitch. And you know how much was her offer? I couldn't believe it. I almost fall, on the side of my chair, off my chair. Actually, her first level, like group coaching session with her mentor team was 25K. And then she said, okay, I will also take 4 people that I will be coaching myself for 8,500, 85, not 100, $85,000 per year USD. And I was like, what? So she's doing, and I was like coaching one-on-one with my clients every week. And she was offering to coach them in groups, those 4 ones, once a month. And it was like $85,000 and I'm charging 10,000. And this is where I realized what's the difference between her and me. And I was like, okay, we know the same knowledge. We attract the same clients. We have exactly the same followers. The only difference is she took 200 people, put them in the room for 3 days. That was the difference. The only difference was the way she was selling her offer. And from that moment, I just decided to hire my pricing, right?
Absolutely. That was amazing. And Dominic, you like next question is like if you see like Russell Brunson in his book like .com secrets, expert secrets, he
I read it.
talks something called like value ladder, where you come up with 97, then 297, then 997, then maybe $10,000 inner circle, $100,000 for like one-to-one coaching. This is how the value ladder. And a lot of Indians also like lot of coaches, I believe like more than 90% or 95% of coaches around the world also follow this journey, right? Step by step, right? Now, as per you, right, like you directly have an offer which is $25,000,
Yeah,
right? And
that's it.
some people have this question: how the heck can we influence someone to pay so much big money, right? How do we do it? Like how to avoid this distraction and focus on one offer?
Actually, it's because, like I said, my first offer back in 2010 was $7,500, so 7,500, and but when I came back in 2016 and I started to coach like more like business, online business marketing and stuff like that, I read that book and I decided to start smaller. I was like, oh, everybody's doing that, I will start smaller. And then what I did, I created like a Facebook group where I would just sell a $47 per month, mentorship. It took me 6 months to bring that business to six figure. And I was like, this is so hard, to sell at low pricing, because also low pricing means you're attracting people with no money. Like people are negotiating with you like for $100. Okay. And it was so hard. And after 6 months, I told myself, you know what? Why I'm following this, ladder thing? Why not just do what I do best and just go with a high ticket offer right away? So I decided at that time to create another. It was before the event, okay, the $85,000 event.
Okay.
So I decided to create like a 10K offer, and then actually I hired one of my friend. I told him, you know what, I will book some people in your schedule. Okay, so I will give you a script. Here my offer, 10K. And I remember he was like, are you sure? Like nobody will pay that price. I was like, yeah, trust me. So I will invite people on the phone with you. You will talk to them, and I'm going on vacation for 3 weeks. Okay, so bye-bye. So I let him handle the calls. When I came back, he already had sold three. Like he had already the money for our three sales, and he has already other people like coming inside of 1 month. Like only again 30 days, we actually sold for over six figure. And this is why I do believe that low ticket offers, it's good, okay, on the long run, but I prefer always to start my clients with a super high ticket offer first. And imagine yourself that you can just tomorrow start selling a 25K offer. Wow. So now you have, the money that it needs to hire a team, and then they will create a low ticket offer for you. Okay, I prefer it to do it reverse. And I have this other story, by the way. um, One of my clients, it's one of my greatest success story, by the way. Actually, they had a marketing team that were following. They were in the Two Comma Club, so they were part of Russell Brunson, club. And they really believed into like creating the value ladder. And when I met them, they were about to create a 2 days event, and they were selling a 997 offer, like a 1,000 offer. And I remember because I told them, did you know that you could, like maybe 10%, if even if you're selling like very low ticket offer, there's always 10% of your people that are there that are ready to invest more. Okay. And they were like, nah, are you sure? And I told them, you could create like a 25K offer like from tomorrow, and we'll start selling it inside of the same funnel. And even their marketing team, they were like, Dominic, it will never work. We need, to start from 1,000 to 3,000, 5,000. And I was like, no, no, no. Let's create a leap, you know? So what we did together, they actually did their 2 days event, and they sold their 997 offer. They did. It was very good because they made actually $32,000 out of this event. So it was a great, great income. It was 16 times 1,000, and plus the amount of, because I think the ticket for the event were like 297. Okay.
Okay.
And then I told them, okay, I will give you a strategy. You will extend the funnel. So with exactly the same attendees, let's see what we can do with them. So I told them exactly how to prepare a kind of a VIP session, and they would meet with one-on-one with everybody they would choose, invite to this VIP session. Do you know how much they made the next week with the same event? $315,000.
My God. It's mind blowing.
So and they choose, because I offered them, do you want to just create a 5K offer? That's it. If you're too scared, that's okay. And they told me, no, we are all in. Let's create this 25, 30K offer and see if it works. And it worked. They sold I think 11 times $25,000 the next week.
Wow. Amazing. Mind blowing, right?
Absolutely. Everybody can do that.
Yes, yes. Yeah. And coming to the next question is like, what are the main pointers like one has to follow when it comes down to messaging or like calling the first time for the high paying clients, right? How they can build the trust and relatability, because a lot of people don't have so many testimonials or case studies. They are just like beginners, but they are good in their knowledge. They know they can get the results, but they don't have confidence to charge. Now, even though you are telling you can go and charge $25,000, many can't even think of charging $2,500, right? Like they have some resistance from inside. Like, how do we come out of that?
Okay, that again, it's a very good question. Actually, if you can give the result that you're promising to the clients, you just need one case study. One case study that prove that you can do it. If you already done it for yourself, you are a case study, right?
Yes.
And so you can be your own case study to start with. You can always also tell people, the first 2-3 clients, you can always tell them, right, look, usually I will be selling that offer 5K, 10K, 15, 25K eventually. But right now I need testimonials. So I'm giving this great discount for you. Like it will be half of the pricing. And but I really want you to do the job. And because a lot of people are saying like, work for free first, and then get the testimonials. I don't believe in free. I hate free. Why? Because when you're not asking for something in return, you will be working a lot, and the person, if they needs to do some stuff, they will do nothing because they didn't pay. So why they should force themselves? They don't really, they got your knowledge or your expertise for free, and they just don't care about the result anymore because they didn't pay. Okay, it's when someone is paying you that's really listening to you. So you have to at least maybe create a discount, create a first cohort, a first group, and give them a kind of a discount, but those people needs to do the job. Okay, so you can get those results and get those people to create a case study for it. You don't want a testimonials. You never want a testimonials. Testimonials are bad. Why? Because if you're asked for a testimonials, people will just, it's like a birthday card. We never know what to write people. Hey, happy birthday. I hope the next year will be magical. So we never know what to write, right? And it's the same thing for testimonials. So if you are asking for testimonials, people will say, oh, Dominique, she's good. it was super nice working with her, and that's it. Not it's not a good testimonials. So what you want is that if your clients really got great result, a great transformation, you want to bring them on a call like we're doing right now,
Yes.
like doing a live or just recording yourself on Zoom, whatever, or a StreamYard, and then ask specific questions to that person. Like, hey, where were you before we met? What were your struggle? Okay. What was your fears before you sign up with me? Because I know I asked you a lot of money, right? So I'm sure it was kind of scary at first to invest. You know, what were your reaction? And then once we have been working together, what did you accomplish? And where are you going now? And if it was, if you didn't invest with me before, uh, if you would be all, with no coach at all, no mentor, what would happen to you today? And do you actually recommend working with a mentor like we did together? And now you have this great, video that you can show up everywhere, even in your ads, on your funnel. You just need one video like this one.
Absolutely. That creates a huge impact because people can see you also speaking and they also speaking with each other. They know this is a real person speaking with a real person.
And you know what I love to do is that I love to put those great testimonials on a page where when people are taking an appointment with me, I'm sending them to that page. So I have a page with video testimonials, with all of the podcasts I recorded, actually. So people, before the call with me, they can watch those videos. They can, listen to me and learn from me, and see also other clients talking about their result they had thanks to my help. So it creates, the trust, like, and what's the other, no, the no, like, trust. It creates that. And before the call,
Absolutely. It becomes more easier for us to close on the call before itself, like they would have watched. And I believe like you use the VSL funnel, right? Video sales later, where you explain everything and seeing
yeah.
that.
And if you don't have anybody right now that can testify, use your own story. Talk about your story, because I talked about how I started the first time. I created $2,500 offer. I wasn't sure. I was super scared. I was sure it would not sell. So I'm talking about the way I saw the situation, so you can relate. Someone that are starting up right now can, oh yeah, I feel like that with my new offer. And I'm talking to you about my success. And my success, actually, it's enough to convince someone, when you're starting. So talk about your story, your own story, your own struggle, where you were, what did you apply, and how it changed your life, and now how you can help other people do the same.
Absolutely. We have to set our own example. Like we have to lead with our example, right?
Exactly. Oh, just for an
sense.
example, yesterday I did a post on my Facebook account, and I just named it, I feel like a failure. And sometimes it happens a few times a year. I can have the greatest success and make millions of dollars, but sometimes it just don't work. Sometimes I'm trying some stuff, it doesn't work. Sometimes I have a problem with an employee. Sometimes I have just a problem in my life and I feel like a failure. And a few times per year, even like super high level, you're following Grant Cardone's, he's not always super happy and everything like flowers and heart and unicorns. No, sometimes he has also shitty days. We all do. And I'm quite
It's
sure
like
that
ups
even
and
if,
downs.
yeah, and sometimes maybe he feels like a failure too. So just because I shared that to my audience yesterday, I got a lot of reaction. A lot of people like just wrote to me in private, like, oh my God, I needed to hear that. So like share your struggle too, not just the good part, like or the fake part.
Absolutely. Like that's amazing. The examples which you said, like there should be emotions involved. People connect with people whom they like and trust. Amazing. And Dominic, when it comes down to having a great high ticket offer, right, in our community, what do you think are the four most important pillars? Like, if we have to have an offer, like every high ticket offer has those things.
Okay, so the four pillar of a super high ticket. Actually, there's five
Okay.
pillars for a
Yes.
super high ticket offer, because you have like your offer needs to bring. Actually, your offer don't really need the five pillars. Okay, if it does have the five, it's great. But sometimes great offers have three or four from the pillars, and it's still good. Okay, but the five pillars is, first of all, knowledge. Are you giving other people knowledge? Okay, so other people knowledge, after it's a transformation, but you don't want just a transformation that will last a few months or a few days. You want like something that will do, it's a transformation for life. Okay,
Right.
you want also to bring them result. They want a very specific result. You have your because if you're telling people, hey, by the way, I will show you how to speak, how to attract, a great host, guest on your show, and that's it. And I will show you how to reach your full potential. It means nothing. We don't understand the result really. So it needs to be very, very, very clear. Like for an example, I help people build, craft a 25K offer and start selling it. And I'm actually guaranteed that they will sell at least one client inside of 90 days. Okay. So you see, the result is very, very clear. Okay, so and also you have to provide for real this result. You don't want just to give a promise and not fulfill it. And the fifth, the most important pillar is the human being. Because like most people want to invest in themselves. Actually, when people are spending, like for an example, they're spending like $300,000 for a very sport car, or maybe they will spend $15,000 on a watch or on a purse.
Yes.
They're not telling themselves, oh, I'm giving this money to Dior. No, it's like, I'm worth it. I'm treating myself like I want to feel like a millionaire. Okay, so when you are investing a lot of money, it's for yourself, always for yourself. And you have to ask yourself, what's in it for them? What's in it for your clients? And sometimes the clients, what they really, really want is, like, for an example, I have a lot of people coming to me like, oh, Dominic, I want a 25K offer. I want to become millionaire. Okay, good. But why? Why is the seven figures so important for you? And sometimes we realize it's not the money, it's actually the status. Because when you will become a seven-figure entrepreneur, that will mean that you are successful in your mind. So for you, success means being the owner of a seven-figure business. Some other will be an eight-figure business. Some other wants to be billionaire. It depends. And sometimes it actually, it's the status that is important for them. It's also the feeling of accomplishment is so you need to see what, like, the fifth pillar is the human side. What feeling you can bring your clients, what it is important for them to live in their life, so they will be willing to pay a lot of money to acquire like what you are offering.
Absolutely. And it's all like understanding the human psychology, right? Like getting what exactly they want, like the transformation, the results, and showing them what's the outcome, like a tangible, like how you are telling, like within $25,000 offer, like you'll be able to sell in 9 days. And you delivered it, you yourself have done that. That gives 100% conviction for the people, and they also just take it.
Oh, and
Right?
the experience too. I think I said
Yes.
that right, like the transformation, the result, the knowledge, the experience and the human. So the experience, it's sometimes, how can you make your offer so memorable? Like for an example, I saw there's a lot of great castle, 5-star castle in India, right? Actually,
Right.
it's one of in my bucket list, in my wish list, there is like going in India for for 5 days and living in a castle there. It's one of my bucket list thing I really want to eventually accomplish in my day, because in my life, because I never been there, and I saw incredible places. Just last week, I was following an influencer. She was in Jaipur. Oh my God,
Right.
the Pink City. I kind of discovered that city, and I was like, oh, I want to go there, you know? And so the experience worth something. So imagine now that you're building this 25K offer and invite people in Jaipur, and they can be in this luxurious Indian, very cultural, and live the experience there. Imagine now. It's a 5-star experience. This
Right.
is the kind of, yeah, people will pay a lot just to be there, maybe to see like great speakers, to acquire knowledge, but also just the travel will be part of the value. Just the travel. You have an amazing culture, by the way, in India. It's just, and we're looking this from afar, and it's like, oh my God, I want to go there. I want to feel like a Bollywood, actor once in my life. So you see, so sometimes you could just invite people from all around the world to come to you guys and create this highly super high ticket offers that just only a few people will get, because you know it needs to be like VIP, it needs to be special.
Absolutely. And Dominic, the next question is like some people have this thing in their mind, right? Can you guarantee me, okay, if I take a $25,000 offer, what is the guarantee? Because some people don't do the work, right? And if they don't do the work, obviously they will not get the results. They may blame, okay, I haven't got the results, I want the refund or like do something. How should we be safe during that time?
Okay, it's all about your contract. You have to be super transparent, and you need to be very clear on, look, I do offer a guarantee. I have this guarantee that I guarantee you will at least minimum to sell your 25K one times during the next 90 days. If not, it's not a payback. I will not give your money back. What I will do after 90 days, okay, we'll go back to see what's going on with your offer. I will even listen to your calls with your clients, because there's maybe a problem the way you're naming your offer, and the way you're explaining it. And we'll review, is this the offer the problem, is this the ideal clients, is this the messaging, is this like the call, is this, what's the problem, why it's not selling. And then eventually, if the person is still not selling, I will just put one of my closer on the call. So we'll make sure that you're having your money back. But there's rules though. If you want this guarantee to apply, okay, if you really want me to put all the energy, like everything that needs to be done to help you reach, like the result I'm promising, you have to do the job. And here are the rules. So in my contract is super clear. So the guarantee is this, I'm guaranteeing this, and we'll work with you until you get the result. Okay. We'll not let it go alone, by yourself. No, we'll be there. And actually, we want you to succeed, because I want you not to just sell one person. I want you to sell 10, 40, 40 people at 25K, it's 1 million, by the way. So I want you to sell 40, okay? Even 80. So, but in my contract, and at the beginning of the relationship with the person, I will tell them, okay, you have to go out there to promote your message every day. You have to take at least 60 calls. If you're taking just 3 and telling me it's not working, it cannot work. You just took 3 calls. Okay, take 5, take 10, and after 5, 10, it's still not working. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on. A few years ago, I was working with a client, and she was doing the work, she was doing everything, and she was not selling. And we were like, that's weird, because she's super good, her offer is incredible, why she's not selling? So we asked her, could you send us the recording of a few of your calls? And then we listened to the calls, and it was very funny because like people in the middle of the call, people would say to her, oh, that's amazing, this is exactly what I need, I want to work with you. And then she was so on, for her, money was a challenge. She has a money problem, a money story. So she was kind of telling them, okay, great, okay, I will send you a quote by email, think about it and just call me back when you're ready to go forward. So she was pushing away the sales actually by herself. So did you know what we did together? Because we realized that money was a problem with her. She was unable to talk about money or to make a sell on the call. It was like she felt like not good about this. So what we told her is, look, the moment the person is telling you on the phone, I'm interested, yes, let's work together. The moment you're hearing those phrases, you will tell them, okay, let's book a call now with my assistant right now. Okay. And she will continue the process, the onboarding process with you. She will send you the contract and send you the first invoice. You will also be able to give her the deposit. Is that good? Great. So actually her assistant started to do like the part she was not, comfortable with. And then boom, it started selling like hotcakes, the minute we changed that. So this is why actually I have this guarantee. I want to be sure to see what's going on. If there is a problem, we can fix it.
Absolutely, that was super amazing. That showed like clearly what we have to do, what they have to do upfront before they join, so that they know like what I have to do. And it's like just because they go to Harvard, it doesn't mean they get a very big package or like they get this thing, right? They have to put in the work also. It's a partnership game.
Yeah, and a lot of actually that's the main problem with super high ticket offers. The only problem that we can see often is just the person itself that is just not comfortable talking about money or those higher pricing. And that's okay, that's absolutely normal. The first time that I sold my knowledge, like as a coach, like a business coach, the first time it was 6 meeting with me one-on-one, 6 hour for 600. you know and then eventually I hire my pricing, and then I hire and then hire. So you need 50% of the job that I'm doing with my clients is to change their own vision or their value, change also their money blocks, change the way they're talking about money inside of themselves. Because if you're not comfortable telling your price, nobody will buy, because people will feel that it doesn't even seems to trust he can sell at that kind of price, right? So
Absolutely.
so with a lot of our clients, when this happens, like most of our clients will say like, I'm in, let's go, let's bring 25K at a time. But some people are like, I need to to go slower. No problem. So now you know that your offer value is 25, but if you want to start selling it at 5,000, be my guest, do it. And then after serving a few clients, you will realize that's not expensive enough. And you will hire and then hire. So you have to be comfortable, talking about your own pricing.
Absolutely. And Dominique, the next question is what are the three things to build like massive confidence in your business when it comes down to premium high ticket offers? For me, like one example I'll tell you, like right now after interviewing like billionaires like Naveen Jain, I'm damn sure I can interview anyone in this world, right? That gave me like very good confidence. Now, when it comes down to selling, how do we sell? Because even I'm also not so confident of like selling $25,000. Like the maximum I've sold is like $5,000, something like that, right? Like how do we build that?
Okay, so you said it yourself. It's along the way. The first. I interviewed my first guest for my podcast just a few weeks ago, by the way, and I was like all stressed out, and I was like, because it was also a big name, so I was like, oh, I need to be like clever, I want to ask the good questions. And then it went well. And then the second one, the questions were better, and I was like, oh, I was super good, and then the third one, and I was like, okay, now I got it. So first of all, practice, right? Practice, and also hire the target. I'm quite sure that the first person you interview was maybe not this super billionaire person.
Yes.
Okay, you started like from a little bit lower, and then eventually you got there. And
Right.
so that's the first trick, is just to, do the job. And sometimes just do it. You're super scared, and you feel that you will maybe have some stain under your arms. I remember when we started to do like live on Facebook. I remember the first lives I did on Facebook.
Yes.
Oh my god. After that I was like, oh my god, I'm all sweaty. And after a week or two, it stopped. Like the stress passed, because actually we're going out of our comfort zone. Is just normal to have human reaction to it. Okay. But keep doing it, and keep hiring the bar. Keep going out of your comfort zone. So I have a challenge for you. Your next offer, I want it to be 10K now. And the next after, 15. And eventually you will sell 25K without even blinking, you know?
Absolutely.
Exactly. And also another trick is to have, I love to have a book. If you can have a little book note where you're keeping all of your accomplishment.
Mhm.
Write down, because we tend to forget. Okay, we tend to forget what we've done. And when we feel like a bad day, or like right now the bank account is just empty, it's not working, I didn't sign a client for the last 2 months, I feel like a failure, right? And when we feel like that, we feel that we don't have any value anymore. But that's not true, you know. So everything you accomplish in your life, just wrote it down inside of a notebook, or create yourself like a Google sheet. And I
Yes.
accomplished, when I was 10 years old, I did a piano concert in front of 200 people. Write this down. No, it's a great accomplishment, right? And when I was 14, I won the gold medal in running on the track, at school. Write this down. Write all of your greatest accomplishment. I interviewed this guy. I met this person. I actually, hired a coach, and I spent 20K on hiring a coach in the United States, even if I didn't really had the money. I took it all. I asked my aunt, my mom, my sister to help pay for that coach. But you did that, right? So write down all of your accomplishment. And by the way, this is a good way also to find your genius, because when you're looking at your lifetime accomplishment after, and take a few days, because you will realize that sometimes you will write a lot of stuff, and then other ideas will pop through, like the next days. Like you will be in the shower or in the middle of that, oh yeah, that's right, I did that. And write everything down, everything. And then at the end, you have this big list of why we should be working with you.
Mhm.
And you will feel like, oh my God, I'm hot. you know I'm very hot. And here, all that I accomplished in my life. So now when you see the prize that you want to request, and you see the value and everything you accomplished, it's like, you know what, makes sense. you know so this is
Absolutely.
this is something that I have all of my clients do, by the way.
Absolutely. I completely relate and understand like value stacking, just like how like we have to understand from where we come, like beginning. It makes us amazed if we turn back and see, okay, last year I was here, I met these people, I did these mistakes. This year I'm here. It constantly builds the momentum. Absolutely, that's amazing. And Dominic, you like the next question is, what is the common mistakes you see? Like you must have spoken with thousands of people, hundreds of entrepreneurs every single month, right? What do you see common mistakes people see when it comes down to high ticket selling and like offering?
Okay, first of all, not charging enough. That's the main one. Most people undervalue their knowledge, their service, their
Hmm.
product. And also the other mistakes that I see is often that, like, the moment you are increasing your pricing, they are still targeting the same audience. Like, for an example, a lot of business coach, because they're starting, and sometimes they have like 20 years of experience as I don't know, they had been like an advisor to a bank, and they advise like $1 million business owners for years, and then they will start themselves as a business coach, and then they will tell, oh, you know what, I'm a beginner now, I have to start with small businesses, so I will start with startups. To come, why are you starting with startups? Oh yeah, because they are at the beginning, and I feel like I'm a beginner too, so I will start with the beginners. But actually, like I said in this example, the person was an advisor to multi-million-dollar business owners before. So why are you changing your target, right? So often this is what I see, people that think because they are beginners, and often we're not. Okay, even if you're 18 years old right now and you're watching this podcast right now or listening to it, you have experience. You already have experience. So you're not maybe you're a beginner in because you're going out of school and you're starting a new career. Okay, but you do have experience with other stuff, and it's already building a value. So if you're starting a new business right now and you already have 10 years, 20 years, 30 years of experience, take those experience into consideration too. And also, like I said, so if we're coming back to my business coach that will start with beginners, eventually they will be bored, because they know a lot of eye level and stuff, and they're stuck like talking to startups. So eventually they will get bored and they will think, oh, you know what, I will change the audience, I will change my pricing too. But often what I see, one of the mistakes is that people will charge more, create a new offer, but they will keep, talking to a smaller, like a lower audience,
Absolutely.
because they feel like being part of this audience. Like for an example, you could have told yourself, oh, I will never interview someone that is bigger than me, as their accomplishment or their business, because it's frightening. They know more. You feel that you're small and they're big. But actually, that's not true, because you can be there and ask them the greatest of the questions, really serve your audience and actually serve them too. Because right now they are promoting their message to a new audience. So actually, start seeing everybody as equal. Okay,
Absolutely.
start seeing everybody as equal, and always talk to the good audience. So don't try to sell like a Honda car, or a Maserati in front of Honda owners, who don't
Right.
want, they will never want a Maserati in their life. So you have to always, this is why that you have to know exactly what your offer is, to who you're talking, what is the good message to really, really attract those clients. And then just target those clients and start talking to them directly. And this is when actually people are starting to come to you.
Absolutely. That was amazing. I love that advice. It's understanding who is the audience. If you want to sell a Bugatti or like Rolls Royce, you better choose someone who values that car, right? Amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And Dominic, this is a common question which I'm seeing like a lot of people having this. If they have a super high ticket offer, $25,000, should I sell it to people in India or like USA, right? If they have to reach like 1 crore or like 100,000 rupees, they think USA people, like the cost of living is high, they make good money and they can easily pay. Can Indian pay so much? Not because the per capita income, not everybody earns a lot of money, right? Like $500 is like what average person earns, right? What's your take on that?
Actually, there is rich people in India too. There is
Yes.
rich people everywhere. I was talking to someone in Africa, okay, in
Okay.
Congo, and he told me that you should be coming to speech to the Chamber of Commerce of Congo, and I was like, yeah, good. And I asked him, what is the average, annual revenue for people in Congo with businesses? And he told me like $10 million, and I was like, what? So sometimes, like you have a lot of very, very poor people with nothing, a lot of them. but there's
Right.
also business owners with a lot of potential, a lot of sometimes just for an example, I don't know, do you have Emacs in India? Those big screen where you can see like a movie, but very like huge and sometimes in 3D.
Yes, there is a like in shopping malls, everything there is like a 3D and this thing, and I believe like they must be in some places, but I'm not 100% sure of that.
So the guys, the business who create the big screen, like super high screen, like I think a 4 floor high,
Yeah.
they're here in Quebec. They're here in a very small community, like a city where there is, I think, I don't know, a few thousand people, and the shop
Mhm.
is there. And we don't know, if you're not talking to those people, you just don't know that just like two street like close by, you have like the only provider of huge screen in the world. So sometimes it's very inspiring, like you don't know who is your neighbor. Actually, that's very interesting. And by the way, like I said too, there's a lot of stories about people who didn't have money. Like for an example, I know like a mentor, she's from Colombia, and she didn't have any money when she decided to hire a coach, and the coach was kind of expensive. It was $15,000 USD. And actually she asked around, her neighbors, family members, and everybody pitched in together so she could travel to United States, get the information, get the mentorship. And then she came back and she started showing her knowledge to other people. She was not necessarily asking for $15,000 right away, but she was maybe selling it to 2,000, and she reimbursed herself, her family and friends, and then she created this very good life for herself. Okay, just because she acquired some knowledge and bring it to her country where people couldn't have access to that knowledge.
Mhm.
There's a lot of when I think we didn't met, but in October I went to an single event, and there was a
Summit.
lot of Indian guys there. that and I remember I was like, oh, that's great. Those people are investing in themselves. They're coming, to a place where they're learning a lot, and then they're bringing the knowledge back. You know,
Yes,
and
I
now they're
believe you must have met Saurabh Bhatnagar,
yeah,
who's
exactly. Me
from
too.
India.
Yeah, I met them. And then they're creating those 4,000 people event, huge in India, and
Yes,
you're like, oh wow, I could not even create an event like that in Quebec. It's too small,
absolutely. And yes, I believe like in every place there are people who can actually afford that. We just have to choose them. Absolutely. And Domingo, are you excited for like rapid round, like where I'll ask you questions, one line answers, like you tell us?
Sure.
Awesome. What is that one thing like you believe is to be true that nobody else believes?
Oh, that okay. Like most people, when I'm telling them, like, yeah, you could charge 25K like tomorrow, they're like, nah. But I have a great presentation, by the way. I'm creating this masterclass every week where I'm kind of, showing you guys exactly how to change this mindset. And often I will ask at the beginning of the presentation, do you believe you could start, selling a 25K offer tomorrow? Everybody says no. And at the end of the presentation, after 90 minutes, everybody's saying yes.
Wow, that's amazing. I love that strategy. I'm going to apply that. Nice. Yeah. And the next question, Domingo, is like, what are the top 3 to 5 books like you recommend everyone if they want to sell better, high ticket deals, have great charity mindset, everything?
Okay, the first book is mine,
Yes.
my book on first class offer. But also, I really love Mike Mikhailovich because he's talking about like, and especially his book Profit First, really good. You have also Alex Hermosis who wrote the 100 million offer, really good. What I love also about his book is that if you're taking my book and his book, they are complementary, so it's good. The put two books together, you will be like a master in offers. And what I love also, there's also a lot of great books out there. Actually, I'm listening to books all the time, and it's the best way. Like all the series of Mike Michalowicz, actually, what I love about him is that when you're listening, like on Audible, his book is going out of his script. So he will read the book and then eventually will stop and tell you like a new story that is not in the book. So I never saw somebody do that. So it's great. So if you can listen to his book instead of reading it, it's really good.
Absolutely. And what is basically like your first class offer, and where can we get your book? Is it available on Amazon?
So my book is in production right now, but I allow a few people to get access to the first draft. So if you want to be part of this first people to have access to it, what I love, the only thing that I ask is to give me your comments so I can improve after the first draft. So you will be like the first reading it. So I will be able to share with you like maybe an email where people can just reach out to me and I will give you access. And what is the first class offer is because I have been, using the high ticket offer term for a while. And what I realize is when people are talking about high ticket, it can mean 3,000, 5,000, 15,000. And I thought it was not necessarily clear. So I decided just to invent the first class offer term. So I came with that idea and I was like, that's a 25K offer or more. So for me, a 25K offer is a first class offer because now you have a lot of money to treat your clients, to create VIP experience.
Absolutely. It's like in aeroplane or like in train when we go, there is third AC, sleeper, passenger, and like the first, like the three-tier AC. Absolutely. I like that.
I just share with you the little my email address. So if people wants to have access to my book in advance, and also share the little link. So this is my presentation for like the masterclass that I'm giving every week. So it's great because also when people are attending the masterclass, they're meeting with me or my partners too. So we can start crafting this first class offer for you, with you.
Absolutely. That's amazing. And I highly recommend everyone also, if you have any questions or anything, you can actually, you can get the draft of the book like by emailing into this email, right? And Dominique, you like, where can people find you, right? On Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, if they have any questions about like high ticket, super high ticket offers, as you have already done that. And if somebody wants to learn from you who is already done that, and where, if they want to be, how they can reach out to you and how they can learn more.
So DominiqueFraser.com, you can go there. That's my website. You have also on Instagram, it's DominiqueFraser.co. And that's it. Just find my name. I have the same pictures everywhere. So it's always like with the little blue shirt. So, and yes, but the place where I'm super active right now, it's it's Facebook, but I will start being active also on the other platforms soon because I have a team right now from India that will help me with content. So it's great.
Wow, that's amazing. Like you love Indians as well. And Dominique, you like, if you were to hire some people, right? What do you see in them, right? Like as you are also hiring people from India, also maybe somebody listening to this also can actually apply to work with you also, right? What do you see in someone if you were to hire them?
So we'll receive like a bunch of people that will send me their curriculum. By the way, I'm not looking necessarily only for skills. I'm always looking for also the person itself, because I want to work with super, action driven, solution driven people. That's what I love the most. Like super also people that I can rely on them. Like I write the questions and 5 minutes later they're already answering, and it can be, they are like available, they are proactive, they can also, and I don't love doers, like someone who needs for me to tell them what to do all the time. Okay, so I love people who will will say no to me.
Yeah.
Like I want this, and they will say no. You need something better, and hear what's better. And I'm like, oh, I will be impressed, So, because I work with a lot of people, I own agencies, and I realize that when people are just doing what you want, actually, it's not the best. I love when people have ideas, great ideas, they know their stuff, and they come to me and say, I know better than you do. Let me do my stuff, and you'll see the results. So, okay, impress me.
Absolutely, that was incredible. Like having doers, like basically people who is like self-motivated and driven to finish the work, right? And that's amazing. And
Actually,
Dominic,
I hire experts who know better what I need as a client. Those you should be like, for an example, if you're hiring me and you're telling me, oh, you know what, the offer you're crafting for me is not really good. No, I would prefer to. It's like, I'm sorry, I will not work with you because
mm,
I'm the expert here, the offer expert. Let me tell you what you need to sell, to who, what. So I will be the expert. People will hire me, so I will give them my knowledge, my expertise. So I'm expecting that from others too.
right, they have to be absolutely best at what they do, right? Like,
Yeah,
ha-
exactly. And you know what? I am a super high ticket of first class client. I don't
mm,
mind paying. I don't mind paying if I'm getting results. Actually, you know, you have to convert people with their desire. Okay. So,
mm,
like for an example, if I'm telling you, like you're a content creator, and you're telling me, okay, Dominique, what do you want? And I want to create a podcast, and from the podcast, you will like create a YouTube video. You will create this, and eventually you tell me, okay, that's good, but we could do better than that. What about you will instead record your YouTube video, and from the YouTube we'll create the podcast, and you do that. Okay, and you will be able also to write your book at the same time. Oh, wow, okay, good. So you see, you want to be the one arriving with the solution and really be the expert for your clients. And this is when also the clients are like, you know what, carte blanche. So how much do you charge? I feel in confidence that you will get me where I want to go, so I don't mind paying that much per month.
absolutely, that was super incredible, right? Always focusing like everything first class clients, first class
Mhm.
service, first class audience, and first class team, right? That's the solution for first class.
Exactly. When you're selling at super high, pricing, you have the
I,
money. Actually, that's a little bit, my goal in life. It's not okay. Yeah, I love to make money, but my really goal, I love when everybody's making money. If I would be
mm,
just the one making money, it wouldn't feel fair. No, I want all of my team to be rich, like my closers, even my assistant. I want them to get a percentage on sales.
absolutely.
Everybody, because
Mm,
I want them to grow. If the business is growing to 8 figure, 9 figure, I want them to grow too. I want them to stay there and participate to this growth.
absolutely, I really love that, right? And yes, and Tom, you like any last words like before like we conclude? It was truly an honor to have you for like more than 1 hour. Like you shared all your wisdom since your years of decades of experience. It was super amazing. Yeah,
So I
like
want you guys to commit to something today. Okay. You have you can write to success@dominiquefraser.com. Send me an email. And I want you to commit. Don't hesitate, because I will be the one answering to you, by the way. I will read everybody. Okay. I will read every email that I will be receiving. So send the email, and I want you today to commit to your next offer. Like, so you will send me an email saying, like Dominic and your name, okay? I'm coming today to sell a 25K offer starting in 3 weeks, or maybe a 5K offer, or maybe a 200 if you're starting and you feel like, oh, 200 is a lot. Okay, that's okay. But commit to it. Just send an email and commit to something, and we'll make sure that you will follow your words.
absolutely. it was super amazing, and I believe almost everybody also have to do it, right? And yes, it's all about your experience speaks for you, right? Yes, absolutely. Now it's time for everyone to implement. There is no excuse which you can tell, like, I don't know how to create offer. Like, you have the frameworks, you listen to the strategies. Domin, you also the person who started from zero. Like, you didn't inherit any money or like something, right? And you put in the work, consistency, clients, start talking to people, right? Do more than 60 strategy calls, do it, go all in, and that's how you'll be able to have great results. And watch it. Do let me know you guys like biggest takeaways in the comment section. And if you have any questions, also do reach out to Dominic. And once again, thank you everyone for watching and staying so patient until now. And thank you once again, Dominic, for sharing your wisdom with us at like Real Knowledge Club Summit.
Thank you. It was very fun. A lot of great value. I will share. Send me all the link. I will share it on my social media too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye. See you.
Bye.